Trail 10. So it's another weekend of adventuring or just relaxing away from the computer at Citrus WMA here in Florida. And I always like to start on Trail 10 because it's nice and easy. It's mostly a graded road, so really nice way to break in the truck, get everything nice and warm, take some nice surroundings, take a look around, just get ready for the trails. This is some footage from Trail 10. Coming here long enough to see if this trail has always been like this on Trail 10, but I kind of like the fact that there's a nice easy entry point into the more rougher parts of the park. Section of Trail 10, crossing of 11. So I'm going to turn north on 11 today. Here I am at the intersection of trails 10 and 11. 10 being a graded road, 11 being an off-road road. So let's turn right, head north on Trail 11. And you can right away see the difference between that graded road and this off-road trail. Funny, even though it's cold, you can see some of the green vegetation coming up from just maybe a month ago. It went from brown to kind of a yellowish green. Hopefully in the summer I'll come back and do the same trail and have some comparison. It's a nice and wide trail, no pinstriping. This is why I like it. I'm not one of those hardcore guys that wears the pinstripes like a badge of honor in my truck. For anybody wondering, all this time I'm still in two-wheel drive mode, so can't really complain that this is a hard road or hard trail right now. So you could probably come out here on two-wheel drive and take care of most of this. During the dry season. So a little off camper right now. trail 11A. So on trail 11 straight ahead, and trail 10A. Trail 10A is crossing left and right, or east and west. You know what? I've never taken 10A, so let's take that. Seems to be an easier trail, a little bit tighter. This is trail 10A going west. This trail is definitely a little bit tighter than 11. I actually had to get out and bend a broken branch that was definitely going to carve a side into the truck. I was not willing to take that one. I don't know what the etiquette or the rules are, but yeah, that was a broken branch that was going to just leave a big scratch on the car. So got out, bent it over, kept creeping. So I'm in this Gladiator, which is, you know, a pretty small truck. I mean, wide-wise. I mean, I've lifted it, so it's pretty tall, but it's pretty narrow. I don't know how guys in these big pickup trucks come out here, like F-150s. I've seen a Raptor up here. A buddy of mine wants to get a Raptor. I don't know, man. You come into these trucks out here, you're gonna get beat up. So, anybody has a big truck, leave your comments and tell me how you navigate these tight trails without pinstriping, or you just accept it as part of the game. It's pretty neat. Going up and turning at the same time. Oh, these sticks are too tight. Dang. See, I'm a little bit panicked because I don't like pinstripes, and Trail 10A is pretty tight in some spots, but it just barely touches the fenders, not actually touching the body. So for anyone there that is afraid, you know how those Jeeps have these big fenders on the side, this is just touching those black fenders. I'm kind of glad I have the black fenders, so I'm not causing any pinstripes to the body, thank God. So let's keep on moving. Now we're gonna exit out of this 10A, and we're going to go up 13 a little bit, and then meet up with Trail 8, keep going west. So now this is Trail 13, which is a graded road. Nice and easy. So we're gonna quickly hop on, make a left on Trail 8. Let's go down Trail 8, heading west. This is also a horse trail, so you gotta look out for horse riders. Right away you see that it's a much wider trail, so I don't have to worry much about pinstriping here. End of this Trail 8, heading west, and you're gonna meet up with Trail 15. I'm always scanning for wildlife out here. We've only seen a flock of turkeys. I don't know what a group of turkeys is called. We're gonna call it a flock. Hopefully I'm right. That's about it. And funny enough, they were in a hunter's camping area. So, but that's the only wildlife we've seen. We've seen one squirrel, some birds, and maybe like 15 turkeys. Nothing else so far. Sugar sand over here. I'm still in two-wheel drive, so it's not that bad. So we're coming to the intersection of trails 8 and 15, and I'm actually gonna turn south on 15, but I'm gonna foot it in 4 high because there's a bunch of sand here and I don't feel like getting stuck. So I'm sure I could probably get out of it on two-wheel drive, but yeah, there's some spinning. So it's the good thing about 4-wheel drive, man. Just turn it on, turn it off whenever you need it. I'm back into 2-wheel because the sand is done, so nice and easy. Now we're heading south. 15. Coming up here, the intersection of 15 and 10. So we're heading south on 15, we're coming up on 10, we're gonna turn right on 10, go west. I haven't seen a single vehicle out here today. Maybe it's just too cold for people, but I do come out here for tranquility and to escape the computers and the work life, so kind of nice to be out here all by yourself. Of course, by myself, so I don't do anything weird. I don't do anything that can get me stuck. Take it nice and easy. But it's nice to be out here all alone in the woods and just look at nature. Yeah, the truck is definitely leaning. So I'm out here in the middle of the forest, just relaxing, not worrying about work, not worrying about computers or anything else that happens during the normal work week. I'm just out here just on my own with the truck and just exploring nature. Yeah, in case you're wondering, this is what it looks like when you're off camper. Camera doesn't really capture it much, but this is usually what it looks like on these trails when you're leaning to the side. I was able to take that video on the trail because there's nobody else out here, so I didn't have to worry about other trucks or even horses coming up behind me. So shouldn't be blocking the trails, but it's pretty quiet. There's nobody here today, seem pretty safe. Alright. Where are we? Let's turn right and let's go west on 10. 10 is another graded road, so the spot to reset. Not much going on here, it's just a connection from one trail to the next. So funny enough, it looks like the grading on 10 just ends. So that's pretty cool. It's just graded for a good amount of time. Now it's coming back into off-road style road. Up ahead at the end of this is Trail 17, which we're going to take south. Still pretty compact though. It looks to me like this is the bypass to 10, and 10 was at one point pretty rough because the bypass is on the side, but the trail itself looks pretty smooth down there. I'll get out and show you in a second. But we'll take a nice little break right here. So that was the bypass that we just came up on Trail 10. It's a nice little rest area right here. But the reason I say that 10 must have been pretty rough at some point is because look how deep it is carved. And I'm pretty sure this was exciting and fun at one point, and Forest Service just came out and smoothed it out. There's another bypass over there on the side. So yeah, I'm certain that in the summer with the rain, this gets pretty interesting. And always when you're on the trails, clean up and take other people's junk with you. And if this is your junk, take it with you, man. Don't leave it out here. There's no need to take that bypass on the right because this trail looks pretty much like it was smoothing out. So we're just gonna go right down it. But look how high these walls are. So yeah, this is probably pretty exciting when it gets rough. These walls are a good 15 feet high on the side of this road. Sure, many a stuck Jeep have been here before. Here is Trail 17. So let's go on 17 and let's head south. So 10 west to 17 south. Let's check it out. Oh, and this is a graded road. Like 17 south actually exits the park or the forest, so we're gonna just exit south on 491 and come back into Trail 14 West. There's a bunch of people parked out here. I guess they're going on their hiking trails out here. So let's just turn south and go down 491 until 14 West. Funny enough, it seems like the entrance to 14 was not open. There was no sign, so just kept going south and trying to come back here on 16. Entering trail. So I've just re-entered the forest on trail 16 because I did not see the entrance to 14, so pretty interesting. Another truck up ahead on an intersection, so come up on it pretty slowly. Make sure it's out walking around. So we're on 16 and we're gonna turn south on 15. Sure, in the summer this is pretty exciting with all these ruts, but right now I think even two-wheel drive will take care of it. We're just gonna take the high side of this. To it. let's turn down 15. Let's go turn south on 15. Vehicle up ahead, so that's the first vehicle of the day. I'm using a full-size pickup truck, which is of course much wider than this Gladiator, so pinstriping must be interesting on that vehicle. I'm guessing this is a popular road or trail because I'm giving a guy in front of me a lot of room. Then over the hill I see somebody else coming in the opposite direction. Usually I don't really see much traffic up here, so seeing two other vehicles on the same road is new. So this must be a very popular little section. Full-size pickup truck, and what else like a JK. Just giving us some time to get by because we're coming uphill. He's going downhill. There's two of us, one of him, so he's letting us go through. Let's appreciate it. We are now turning on. What road is this? I think this is 10. I don't know. I think we're on 18 right now. It looks like it on the map. So, not 18A, but 18. So, let's just take it down, see what's going on. east on Trail 18. We're gonna meet up with Trail 11 and head north on that. Looking pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure in the summer this is pretty wild. Right now though, there's some big holes in here. Will I make it? Oh boy. Let me see where my line is. Interesting. Looking at my trail cam so I can catch my line. Take it nice and easy. Four-wheel drive. Get out of there. All right. That was interesting. Let's go take a look. This was definitely not in the plans for today. So I ended up taking it down through here, taking this line, that line, and not what I was planning on doing, but since I was here, might as well venture out. That was interesting. So I'm still on the trail over there. My tires have not left the trail, which is why I took that hard line and made an interesting go at it. And the reason why I stood on the trail is because this sign, which is overgrown, says no vehicles beyond this point. So you get some pretty hefty fines for doing what obviously a lot of people have been doing, which is coming up to this clay pit and having some fun. But from what I hear, you run your vehicle in here and Florida Wildlife will give you a nice hefty fine. So I do not go on areas that are not marked. So instead, I took the gamble, took that rough line, and stood out of this area. If it looks like fun, don't do it. That was a lot more excitement than I was actually hoping for today, but survived. So one of the new things I'm doing now, which is probably something that everybody should do, is after a trail ride, inspect your car, make sure that there are no leaks, none of your bolts has moved. Because after you see here, there's a surprise after this ride. So I usually go in here now and I look under my car and I look for all my bolts, make sure that the lines are still there, the paint lines are there, that none of my bushings look beat up. I do this on all sides, front and back, make sure everything is looking good, nothing's looking out of place. As you can see, everything looks good on this side, right? So you're looking at the lines here. All of my lines look lined up. The last one is the white one. The last line is the white one, so they should be lined up. They look like they haven't moved. This one is the surprise. This one moved. So this is the importance of going in there. You can see on the bolt head itself, it's no longer aligned with the latest white line. So I went out and got some Loctite, and now it's the fun time. And I have a correction to make, and it's a good one. This one is only 80 pounds. So 80 pounds torquing instead of 190 pounds for down here. So thank God. All right, got my Loctite, got my torque wrench. Let's get it fixed. So this is a pain in the butt because you got to do both of these sides at the same time. Hold one down, loosen the other one. So what I do is I use my torque wrench against the floor and I just hold it so it doesn't fall on my face, and I just loosen it up. Here we go. The bolt should be pretty loose. I'm gonna put some Loctite right here. And then put the bolt and thread it through. So now that this sucker is set to 80 pounds, I tightened everything up. Now we're gonna listen for that magic sound of the torque wrench. Set, 80 pounds. So let's mark it and call it a day. So that was an unexpected fix, but why it's important to check your ride after each trail ride.